There's a reason some men effortlessly attract women, while others struggle and chase in vain. Many men have experienced a frustrating paradox. The harder you try to win a woman over, the less interested she becomes. The truth is, the difference between those who attract and those who struggle isn't just in looks or money, it's in mindset. Women can't resist men who think in a certain way, a way that flips the usual script of dating. We're about to break down 5 powerful Machiavellian rules of attraction that will transform how you approach women. These rules are Machiavellian, not in the sense of being evil or manipulative, but in being strategic and deeply attuned to human nature. Instead of you chasing women, you become the one they notice, think about, and strive to impress. This isn't about cheesy pickup lines or mind games. It's about how you carry yourself in everyday life, both in person and online, in a way that naturally draws women in. When you apply these principles, you won't need to put on an act or pretend to be someone you're not. You will simply become the kind of man women are magnetically attracted to. The goal here is to help you become more grounded, more sovereign in your own life, and undeniably attractive without any neediness or desperation. Each of these 5 rules will challenge you to shift your mindset and behavior. If you're ready to stop chasing and start attracting, let's dive into Rule 1. Rule 1. Stop chasing. Let her chase you. Most men are conditioned to believe they have to pursue women relentlessly to win them over. They text constantly, shower compliments, and bend over backwards trying to please. But this over-eagerness sends a clear message. I'm not high value enough on my own, so I need to chase you. Imagine 2 men, both interested in the same woman. One calls and texts her constantly, compliments her endlessly, and is always free to see her at a moment's notice. The other man is friendly and attentive when they're together, but otherwise, he's focused on his own life and doesn't bombard her with attention. Which man will she be more intrigued by? Almost always, it's the second. The first man's over-eagerness broadcasts that he has nothing else going on, while the second man comes off as confident and high value. Chasing puts her on a pedestal and puts you in a subordinate position. It flips a psychological switch off because anything that comes too easy or appears too eager is inherently less appealing. Think about it. Humans value what they have to earn. If you offer your time, attention, and affection like an always open store, it doesn't feel special. On the other hand, when you are selective and a bit scarce with your availability, your attention becomes a reward. Instead of bombarding her with texts and requests to hang out, slow down, match her level of investment, don't exceed it. If she takes a few hours to reply, you do the same. Not out of pettiness, but to avoid looking desperate and to show that you have a life of your own. By not always being immediately available, you subconsciously signal that your time is valuable. This isn't about playing hard to get in a dishonest way. It's about genuinely being hard to get because you're focused on your life. Pursuing your goals, hobbies, and passions means you simply don't have endless time to chase someone. When you do interact with her, you're present and engaged. But when you're apart, you're not constantly trying to get her attention. Maybe you send a thoughtful message and then go back to your work or workout, rather than anxiously waiting for a response. She will start to notice that you're not like other men who hover around her. When you refrain from chasing, something interesting happens. Many women will naturally begin to pursue you more. She'll wonder what you're doing and why you're not clamoring for her like others do. She might reach out more or put in effort to get your attention. By giving her the space to come to you, you allow her to invest in the relationship. People care more when they invest effort. A woman who feels she had to win you over will value your attention far more than one who felt you were an easy catch. As Machiavellian strategy teaches, it's often smarter to let others come to you on your terms, rather than chasing on theirs. When you hold your position and value, you invite her into your world instead of desperately trying to squeeze into hers. In short, stop chasing, and you'll find her coming to you. Become the prize, and let her effort win you over. Rule 2. Keep an air of mystery. In the early stages of dating, many men make the mistake of laying all their cards on the table at once. They eagerly share every detail of their life story, their every feeling, and their every plan. While honesty and openness have their place, Attraction often needs a spark of intrigue. If she feels like she has you completely figured out on day one, some of the excitement will fade. A bit of mystery keeps her curious. Consider a first date if she asks about your life. One man might launch into a 30-minute monologue, telling his entire life story, from childhood to every career move. By the end of dinner, there's nothing left for her to wonder about. Another man in the same situation shares a few intriguing highlights, his current passion project or a hobby he loves, and then he leaves some stories for another time. He listens to her and engages, but he doesn't turn the date into his personal biography session. Who'll she be more excited to meet again? Likely the man who left some mystery, the one she still has more to learn about. Machiavellian wisdom says, never reveal all your intentions, and in romance, this means you shouldn't broadcast your entire life or overwhelm her with your deepest feelings too soon. Let things unfold naturally. For example, instead of instantly telling her everything you're doing today, or responding to every question with a full autobiography, pace yourself. Share your world gradually. If she asks about your past, give her a genuine answer, but you don't need to divulge every chapter all at once. If you have interesting facets or talents, reveal them over time. Each new thing she learns about you will be a rewarding discovery, making her eager to learn even more. Keeping an air of mystery also means being a bit unpredictable in a positive way. Maybe one week, you plan a spontaneous outing she's not expecting, and another time you let her wonder what you're up to when you take a day to yourself. This doesn't mean playing mind games or being inconsistent in your character. It means you aren't an open book. Today, many people overshare on social media or via text. By not indulging in that, you stand out. You might post occasionally about your life, but not every mundane detail. When she doesn't know everything about you, she'll fill in the blanks in her mind, and often she'll fill them with intrigue and attraction. Remember, history is attractive because it respects natural pacing. You're not hiding anything negative. You're showing restraint and confidence. You trust that who you are is interesting enough, that you don't have to push it all forward at once. By letting her wonder about you now and then, you create anticipation. She will look forward to each conversation and meeting because there's always a sense of, what will I discover next? That excitement is the heartbeat of attraction, so resist the urge to overshare or over-explain. Let her experience you bit by bit, and allow the tension of the unknown to work in your favor. Rule 3. Master your emotions. Nothing kills attraction faster than emotional volatility or neediness. In the face of challenges or uncertainty, many men panic or overreact. They get excessively jealous, anxious, or angry. A man who can't control his emotions appears fragile and insecure, which is deeply unattractive. How many times have you heard of a man blowing up over a minor issue or sending a barrage of angry texts, only to apologize profusely later? Those outbursts can permanently damage her attraction because they show he can't handle his feelings. Machiavelli taught that a leader must remain calm and calculated, even when provoked. In the context of dating, mastering your emotions means staying grounded and unshakable, no matter what twists and turns come up. Women will sometimes, consciously or not, test your emotional strength. She might take a little longer to reply one day, cancel plans last minute, or playfully tease you just to see how you react. The insecure man might blow up her phone when he doesn't hear back immediately, or he might sulk, call, lash out if plans change. The grounded man, by contrast, stays composed. If she cancels, he says, no worries, and effortlessly reschedules or uses the free time to do something productive or enjoyable. If she teases him, he can laugh at himself and even tease back in a confident way rather than getting defensive. His mood isn't dictated by a single text or the whims of one person. Mastering your emotions also means not rushing headlong into infatuation. Yes, you might really like her, but keep your cool. Instead of immediately confessing undying love or showering her with dramatic displays of affection, if feelings develop gradually. On both sides, maintain a sense of independence. If you find you're thinking about her all the time after 2 dates, pull back a little and refocus on your routine. Emotional self-control protects you from coming on too strong too soon. It also shows her that while you enjoy her company, you're not desperate or starving for validation. Practically speaking, cultivate habits that strengthen your emotional discipline. If you feel anxious, take a breath and center yourself before responding to her. If you feel anger or jealousy bubbling up, step away and respond only when you can do so calmly and respectfully. Over time, this stability becomes part of your character. She will notice that you handle situations with a cool head. That sense of composure makes her respect you and feel safe around you. It tells her that you won't crumble under pressure. High chat gapped. And that if life throws a curveball, you can handle it. A man who masters his emotions is free. He doesn't say things in anger he'll regret, and he doesn't smother a woman out of misplaced fear. He communicates thoughtfully and acts with intention rather than out of impulse. Ask yourself, who would a woman rather be with? A man who panics and rants at little problems, or one who stays calm and solves things? The answer is obvious. This gives you an aura of quiet confidence. When you're the calm in the storm, you become a rock she can lean on and a man she can't help but admire. Rule 4. Set boundaries. Command respect. Being a generous, easygoing guy is fine, but there must be a line that others cannot cross. If you have no boundaries with a woman, if you let her treat you in any which way out of fear of upsetting her, you'll signal that you don't respect yourself. And if you don't respect yourself, why should she? Machiavelli observed that a leader who cannot command respect will eventually lose his kingdom in the realm of dating. If you don't command respect, you'll lose attraction. Women might enjoy a pushover in the very short term when they get their way, but they cannot feel deep attraction for a man they can walk all over. We've all seen a guy who lets his girlfriend walk all over him. She cancels plans, flirts with other men in front of him, maybe even insults him, and he just takes it, thinking it'll prove how much he cares. It never ends. Well, she loses respect for him, the bad behavior escalates, and eventually, she leaves or stays with him while treating him like a doormat. Now contrast that with a man who isn't afraid to speak up if something bothers him. He addresses it calmly. If a boundary is crossed, he makes it clear. That might cause a tough conversation, but it also earns her respect. She knows where the line is, and subconsciously, she appreciates that he has one. Setting boundaries means you decide what is acceptable to you and how you're treated, and you calmly enforce those standards. For example, if she frequently belittles you, even as a joke, you don't have to just laugh it off. You can gently but firmly let her know you don't appreciate it. If she habitually flakes on plans, you let her know your time is valuable, and you won't keep scheduling dates if she isn't going to show up. Crucially, you must be prepared to walk away if those behaviors continue. This is where many men falter. They state a boundary but don't follow through, which only makes them look weaker when the line is crossed again. Enforcing boundaries isn't about being controlling or domineering, it's about self-respect. You are showing that you have standards for yourself. Just as you wouldn't accept a friend who lies to you or a coworker who steals from you, you shouldn't accept disrespect from someone you're dating. Early on, a woman might test your boundaries almost unknowingly. She might show up very late to see how you react or ask for a last-minute favor. That is unreasonable. How you respond teaches her what she can expect from you. If you smile and endure anything just to keep her around, she learns that she can treat you poorly without consequence. But if you politely push back or say no when she crosses a line, she learns that you respect yourself, and she will respect you more for it. It can feel scary to risk upsetting someone by standing up for yourself, especially if you're really attracted to her. But paradoxically, this is one of the most attractive things you can do. Women cannot truly love a man they don't respect. By showing backbone, you might cause short-term friction, but you build long-term respect and attraction. Machiavelli said it's better to be feared than loved. If you must choose in modern dating, think of that fear as simply respect. You don't want her to be afraid of you. Rather, you want her to fear losing you because you value yourself, and you prove that by never settling for less than respect. So set those boundaries early and keep them. In the end, you'll either have a relationship where you're valued, or you'll walk away with your dignity intact. and either outcome is far better than being stuck as a disrespected pushover. Rule 5. Remain sovereign. Put purpose first. The final rule is to never abandon your own path and purpose for anyone. A sovereign man is like a king. He answers to himself and his mission, not to fleeting whims or outside pressure in dating. This means your life doesn't revolve around winning a woman's approval. You have your own North Star, your goals, principles, and passions, and you keep following it, regardless of who comes into your romantic life. Women find this incredibly attractive. When a man has a clear direction and priority in life, it signals stability and confidence. Too many guys make the mistake of dropping their personal priorities as soon as they start really liking a woman. They'll cancel important plans, neglect hobbies, or even let work slide just to spend time with her. High chat gapped. Time with her whenever she asks. While it's natural to want to make someone you care about happy, completely derailing your own life to accommodate her every whim is counterproductive. At first, she might enjoy the attention, but eventually she'll realize you have nothing going on except her. That can become suffocating. No one wants to be someone's sole purpose in life. It's too much pressure, and it feels unbalanced. Remaining sovereign is about balance. You give attention and affection to a woman you're with, but you never sacrifice the core of who you are or abandon the things that make you, you. If you have a passion for painting, a business you're building, or a fitness routine that keeps you sane, keep those as non-negotiables in your schedule. Invite her to join in where it makes sense. Maybe she comes to cheer you on at your sports match, or you share some of your work triumphs with her. But don't put your calling on hold indefinitely for her. When she sees that you have a life you're proud of and responsibilities you honor, she will respect you more. She'll also value the time you do give her, because she knows it's genuinely carved out, not just empty hours you're desperate to fill. Living with this sovereign mindset also means you're not emotionally codependent. You want her, but you do not need her to be happy. If she has to travel or can't see you for a week, you don't fall apart. You use that time productively. If things end, it might hurt, but you won't be destroyed because your sense of self isn't tied solely to the relationship. Ironically, by having this independence, you become even more attractive as a partner. It shows that you're with her by choice, not out of desperation. Machiavelli would advise rulers to never depend entirely on the favor of others. Similarly, you shouldn't depend on a woman's approval for your self-worth. Keep building your own kingdom. Strive for progress in your career, vocation, health, and happiness. When you do this, you emanate confidence and security. A woman in your life will see that being with you is an addition to an already rich existence, not a rescue mission for a lost soul, and that is irresistible. A man who is sovereign and purpose-driven stands out as a leader and a protector, someone who can share a journey with her rather than cling to hers, and this approach benefits the relationship as well. When both partners have their own lives, the time you share becomes more special. She won't feel smothered or solely responsible for your happiness, which takes pressure off of her. Instead, she'll enjoy being around you because it's a part of her life that adds value, a burden. A little absence can make the heart grow fonder. When you reunite, you both have new experiences and thoughts to share. By being sovereign, you create a healthier, more balanced dynamic for both of you. In the end, remaining sovereign ensures that you retain your personal power. You love deeply, but you never surrender the throne of your life. That kind of self-possession is the foundation of lasting attraction. Because you are, at your core, a man who knows who he is and where he's going. And there's nothing more attractive than that. Ultimately, all these rules boil down to one thing: valuing yourself. You stop chasing because you know your worth. You keep a little mystery because you don't need to beg for approval. You stay composed and set boundaries because you respect yourself. You pursue your purpose because you have a life you're proud of. When you truly value yourself, women naturally value you too. When you internalize these 5 rules, you fundamentally change your approach to women and relationships. You move through the world with the quiet confidence of a man who values himself. Instead of chasing, you attract. Instead of pleading for love, you command respect and inspire affection. For instance, consider the most charismatic men in movies or history. They never grovel for attention. They exude calm confidence, reveal themselves slowly, and always have a sense of mission. People around them, including women, are drawn in naturally. You don't have to be a movie hero, but when you genuinely adopt those qualities, you become infinitely more magnetic in real life as well. Remember, the essence of these Machiavellian rules is not manipulation, it's transformation. It's about becoming the kind of grounded, sovereign man who naturally creates attraction through who he is. Apply these principles in your daily life, and you'll find that you no longer have to convince anyone to be with you. Women will want to be with you because of the man you've become. In the end, attraction isn't something you force, it's something you invite by who you are. Attraction favors the bold and self-assured. Be that man for yourself first, and the rest will follow. If you found this video valuable, share it with others who need to hear it. Subscribe to Echoes of Wisdom for more Machiavellian insights like this. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. Hi Chat Gapped.